Hey everyone, happy Wednesday live. I know it's a random Wednesday, guys. Unfortunately, I missed this Monday due to work and also the holiday on Monday. And then I wanted to postpone stuff for yesterday, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got like less than probably an hour of sleep going to work for Tuesday from the holiday weekend. Just could not rest. It was just crazy. So I came home, was extremely exhausted, not feeling well. So that's why I missed yesterday. I'm only human. I do apologize for missing the live stream, especially posting about it. Some of you guys reached out to me. I do appreciate that. But now I'm alive and well. Had a great day today at work. Did lots of hands-on stuff on the railroads. I feel great. Had a great day out there. Hopefully, get some more people in here soon. It just shot out as a live stream. Here's a mess there. Got the safety glasses on my head. Hair's still wet from trying to get cleaned up here. What's up, Glenn Mead? You're the first one. Evening to you as well. So, guys, tonight we're going to talk about a lot of different things for my scenic railroad that's going up here, the layout. I've got lots of cool plans, and the track is in and ballasted. So it may still look like a barren wasteland up here, but the track is ballasted, and it actually gave me goosebumps. I didn't realize how nice Gargraves looks ballasted in. I've seen it at like the railroad clubs and scenic railroad clubs, things like that. I never realized how nice it looks once it's done. I mean, this track is just stellar. This ballast came out so nice. It was actually kind of therapeutic to ballast. And the really funny thing is, guys, I actually had a problem on one of my switches at actually both mainline switches. The points were clogged up with ballast and they could not switch over efficiently, which is really funny because at work last week, we actually were called out to clear out two switches on the main line that they put way too much ballast in and the points would not move. So I thought that was really funny. And this is all out of service, new track, guys. We're not running trains on this stuff yet. This is just a whole section of out of service track until everyone's out of there. I'm talking probably about a month or so. So it wasn't like it's not like mainline track. They're going to run a train on it tomorrow. This is stuff they poured ballast on. And then they said, hey, you guys are out there on that line working. Can you drive up and quality control the switch and clean it out? So I thought that was so funny. It's like I'm doing this in real life. And then I come up here and have to deal with the same ordeal just in 1/48 scale. So I thought that was so funny, guys. Hopefully you get a kick out of that too. So yeah, I had to clean out my track here, which is a lot easier because, I'm not dealing with stone that's, 2-inch stone, as they call it, number 2 stone, compared to this ballast up here is like sand compared to the real deal. It's also a lot less strenuous. You can also using your hand, tamp down on the switch, try to loosen up the ballast before you glue it down. So I just thought that was really interesting. I'm doing this in real life, and then I come up here on the railroad, and I have to ballast for real and fix ties and level track and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, it's been interesting, guys. So, but anyways, here we Rush. What's up, Rush? How's it going? Good friend of mine, and we met through a train shop we go to at Iron Horse Trains. So I think that was a lot of fun at Troy's house. That was a lot of fun seeing his railroad and all that, talking back and forth. But he's building a shelf layout that is just really, really cool. I wish I had space for a shelf layout, even like in the living room or something. But I have really weak walls, and also everything's 10-foot ceilings around here. I'll tell you guys, it's always been a dream of mine to have a G-scale shelf layout, maybe like in a study or like a movie room or something, just to run trains. But I thought that was a lot of fun. But yeah, he's building a shelf layout. Looks fantastic. What's up, Uncle Salty? Howdy, y'all. Trainman93. Hello. John, what's up? Hello, Nick and company. Chessie was here. She's left the building or left the room essentially. So, but she's been going through it too, guys. She's recovering extremely well. She's totally recovered from her surgery, and now we're in a next endeavor with her they gave her this vest to wear. It was like a onesie. You guys may have seen it on the live stream. And unfortunately, that vest irritated patches of fur, and that became like a sore. So we had to take her back to the vet. And now she's doing fantastic with that as well. She's a very strong cat. I feel bad for her, but hopefully this is the last thing with Chessie for a while. I'm all tapped out financially. It was extremely expensive to recover or get Chessie better, but also I feel bad for the animal. You know, she's been through it. Some of it's not her fault. Like it's cat nature to eat stuff and get sick. But the sore thing, we had to leave this, like I said, as a onesie vest on her to protect her from eating whatever stitching they did with her for her surgery. So I feel bad for her, but she's doing great. So, and she's in great hands. We love Chessie. We take really good care of the cats here, but things happen. As you guys know, as pet owners, animals tend to find things to slip through your fingers. I feel like it's on purpose sometimes. Yeah, she's doing great. She's doing really well. Not Monday. Yeah, I know. I'm glad it's not Monday. It's Wednesday. Because I only have one day left for work, and then Friday is overtime day, which is awesome. But yeah, I'm really happy it's not Monday too. But this Monday wasn't too bad. It was Labor Day. Labor Day into, we call it the last official week of summer. You go to the beach. Oh, it's season. The season's over. I don't know if you guys feel like this too. A lot of things now are going on past Labor Day, and they're going to like October, November-ish, maybe Christmas. So a lot of things at the beach are still open. A lot of stores don't really close down until after the spooky season, as we call it here in the house, in the Knicks house. So, spooky season. I feel like when I was a kid, everything like Labor Day was gone, shut down, nothing, not a thing. And now it's like, oh, Memorial Day, we do like a sneak peek before Memorial Day. Then Labor Day, yeah, we're still open on weekends. And then we fully close down in like October after Halloween. So I don't know if you guys have picked that up with like attractions, other venues and such. So I feel like they go on until like the end of October to get that fall money. Got Train Man getting Williams chassis system GP38 should arrive tomorrow. That's exciting. Williams makes great stuff. I know they're conventional, whatever, but they are great engines, and they're really easy to upgrade. And they're like the best. They call them what's that? Mubachi Motors. It's a Japanese company, I believe, Mubachi. But they make like the best motors ever. So those Williams engines, locomotives, they will run into the ground before they. I think the motors will last longer than some of the tooling. But the Williams stuff is so easy to take care of. It's great. Love Williams. But yeah, GP38s are awesome. That's like the latest diesel in my collection. I think, yeah, I've got two 38s. I got an NS one. So I know you guys are still surprised I have that NS engine. I've got the Honda Spirit. Crazy history to her. Line doing good. Glad to be here with you guys tonight for a little bit. It's been a crazy week, especially getting out of this holiday weekend mode, being super tired. I mean, guys, Monday night, I like I said, I got like maybe 35 to an hour of sleep, that had to go right to work very early in the morning. So I was a wreck. I was an absolute wreck when I got home yesterday. So I do apologize for that. I hate telling you guys something and then not falling back on it. So I should have posted something about tonight's live stream, but I apologize. This is kind of like spur of the moment. Like, I want to get this live. I don't want to say over with. I want to do a live stream this week, talk with you guys about the railroad up here, run some trains for you guys, like all that stuff. But I love doing the live streams. It's important for the channel. Sometimes it's not easy to. I know this winter I'm probably traveling again for work, so I'll probably do some live streams out on the road, things like that. There's also some train shops I wouldn't mind doing some videos at when I'm on the road too, to get some content up this winter while I'm away, probably possibly, and we're most likely away from home. What's up, David Walker? Greetings. How's it going? Pretty good. Glad to be here with you guys. It was actually a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous day out on the railroad. Sweet engine train man. Yeah, man. Hopefully it's in that beautiful chessy color scheme that we all love. What's up, John? Another John? What's up? Checking in. Hey, Nick. What's up? Hello, hello. Let's see. Did I miss a comment here? If I ever miss comments, guys, just retype them. I do apologize for that. Don't need to apologize. It's all good. Work comes first. Well, I wish, it's so difficult these days. I know everyone says family comes first. It does. But unfortunately now in, the way the world works, work, you have to work for family. You have to work for what you want. So it's a different world, but family and for socializing, yes, family is first, but in your work life, got to go to work. Unfortunately, money just doesn't grow on trees or just fall from the sky. And, and YouTube doesn't pay a whole lot. So yes, I have to go to work just like everyone else. I'm just like you guys. I just got, just a little YouTube channel. It's nothing too crazy, but yeah, I go to work every day that I can. Try to have a positive attitude at work. Some days are better than others, just like every other job, but it is a good job. I love what I do. It's, and today was a good day. We worked really, really hard. It was worth it though. We got, basically a lot of just track work done on this new line that's going in Lancaster County. So the Keystone line, but lots of quality control work. And we're basically just making sure the track looks good and is flawless to a standard. So we're changing out hardware and stuff, hitting these fast clips in, making sure it looks really good, make sure there's no, what do you call it? Concentrated load. So basically anything that's underneath the rail that shouldn't be, make sure there's an insulator pad under there. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work walking track with these tools and stuff. So it's all good. May do a video. So I won't be too far from home. I'm thinking I'm going to be outside of not far as in like New England or New York. I have no desire to go that far north. I might have to someday. You never know. But I think I'm going to be close to Philly, the Philly area. I hate being away from home, but it's just the railroad life. You got to travel a little bit. So live chats are my favorite. Sets your channel apart. I try to talk to everybody because, a lot of channels out there have a crazy chat. And then what I've seen on YouTube, and I get it for like the larger channels, that they like only respond to their channel members. I think that's kind of crappy sometimes. It's like, you guys want to hear it, you guys and stuff. How are you supposed to do that? If it's only your paid viewers, it's kind of weird. They ignore the chat entirely, and there's like, crazy stuff happening in the chat, like a brawl, and then they're sitting there like playing a video game or doing something totally different. So I want to set myself apart. You know what I mean? So let's see. Do a video museum. So that's a cool idea. I like that. Recommend retirement. Yeah, 30. Well, no, I got 20. Oh God. How many more years do I have now? Almost 28 more years, actually, 29 just to do 61. So yeah, 29 more years just to play it safe, Well, caught alive. I have to go to bed. I don't get to sleep in like you. Oh, ha, ha, ha. No, I wake up at almost 2:00 every day. So no sleeping in. Oops, sitting here listening. Well, oh God, played a video game. That's different though. You're doing something totally different. It's all good. Ask a question about Switch one of your Monday live streams. Anyway, I got it fixed now. I have 2 loops with the siding. Nice. Yeah, no worries. What kind of track are you using, Terry? I'd like to know what kind of track you're using. If it's tubular, be careful on those switches. Sometimes it can be they're a little finicky. Um, I'm up at 2. I'm up and added at 2 a.m. Yep, I know the feeling. Loved every day of it. Goes fast. Daniel Kane, thank you so much for your response there. Yeah, the 2 years out there, almost 2 years, almost, has flown by, and it's been great. Some days like are better than others, just like every other job. But I mean, it's a different atmosphere than going to an office, sitting down, logging into a computer. It's totally different. What's up, PRR Joe? How's it going? Let's see. Good evening. Finally got a new video on my YouTube site for all my updates. Yes. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I got to check that out. Yeah, I got to post an update video on this layout. I want to get to like a solid point, and then I'm going to start doing tutorials up here on some stuff. So I've got like some little areas to ballast on this layout. I'd love to show you guys how I ballast. And also tonight I want to talk about signals and where they're going to be placed on the layout, what type of signals I'm using. So we got some exciting stuff planned for tonight. And then also running this train that's behind me somewhere, right? This consist here, we'll be running that too. What's up, DB Tech with the blue wrench? Welcome, welcome. But yeah, 43 years. Wow. Yeah, I'll get 31 and 30. So it will be all right. It'll be pretty good. Menards track, yes, they're finicky. Use 2 Ross, 2 Menard switches. Nice. Less of a headache. That's better. Yeah, you can get tubular Ross switches. For standard gauge, I heard they're awesome from my buddy Sean, but the tubular switches for some reason are always a mess. Hey, what's up, Peter? Yeah, Signals, an awesome album by Rush. We can play that album while I'm talking about Signals. Let's do that. No way, Ross tubular switches are great. What's up, Whitmore? So yeah, I've heard good things about them, but let's see. David Walker, do you have any different rolling stock in lately or engines? So I've got the F7s. We ran those last week, and then I also have got an SW1 still sitting in my car. It needs to come in here. It's an SW1, which is a single stack switcher, and that's still in the back of my car. I got to tear that out of there. But no, I've got the F7s that were like very cool to find. Those are the newest locomotives and the SW1. So maybe next Monday we can run the SW1 or at least park it out here, and you know what I mean? So right now we are concentrating like 99% of the fundage on track scenery and track and buildings and all that stuff right now. I'm going to try to stray away from engines and such until York, if that makes sense. I've got so much stuff up here, guys, that I bought 2 from Iron Horse. I've got stuff coming in from eBay like every other day, it seems like. So let's see. John's Pennsylvania Railroad SW1. Are you surprised? F7s are a beautiful set. Yeah, they're great. Love them. But no, they're Pennsylvania SW1s. I think I talked about them last week, but things are, like I said, things are crazy up here right now. What's up, Scott? Hey, Nick, really enjoyed your O-Gauge layout from Williams Grove. Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching. That was a great video. I love filming that, like that experience of filming that. And I really enjoyed editing that. That's why I'm saying it's great. Like, not trying to be like narcissistic here, but I loved filming that video. It really brought me back to when I was starting out on the model railroad scene when I was like 5, 6 years old. My dad had a bunch of plastic buildings and we set them out, and that just really brought me back to those old school days of this hobby. So that layout really brought me back to the 1990s. Oh God, I'm going to sound old. Brought me back to the 90s and just how simple we were back then. You know, probably not Tuscan. No, it's green, Brunswick Green. Let's see. David Walker, I've got 20 years to go. Woohoo! I just saw that comment there. Thank you for taking up on my suggestion. Hey, no worries. No worries. Love the short soundtracks. Hey, thank you so much. My music taste is all over the place. Like right now, I've got Johnny Cash playing in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Probably a little bit here and there. I don't want to get like copywritten struck on, on Johnny Cash here. So I listen to all kinds of stuff, jazz, rock and roll. I don't listen. Actually, I'll take that back. I don't really listen to rap at all. Like if some older school stuff comes on, I'm just kind of like, I can deal with it. The newer stuff is just I can't stand it. Especially the language being used. There's just so much like it's. I don't want to insult other people's music. To me, it's just like dirt in my ears. I can't take the language. It's just too much for me. Like even the metal songs, like when I listen to metal music, I don't like a lot of profanity. They can be like suggestive topics. Like they'll listen to like some harder core metal or some stuff. It can be like dark topics, but they don't have to say like a bunch of cuss words and stuff, if that makes sense. Like it kind of like doesn't really agree with me, I guess. So but no, I mostly listen to like rock, metal, country. I like old school country, like 90s, 90s stuff, and then a little bit older. I listen to like Western stuff like that. Like, oh God, I don't want to get these guys wrong. Bluegrass. Just pretty much everything but rap, really. Late 80s rap was good. That's the stuff I can tolerate. It's not like it doesn't hurt my ears or anything. It's just, what's up? So they said about who mentioned about no, I don't really. Well, I listen to a little bit of pop stuff. I'll listen to like 90s, like old school 90s dance. That stuff kind of brings me back to like my high school days or like the high school dances and stuff we had, 2000s electric music or like 90s dance, like I'm Blue, stuff like that. Like that stuff kind of brings me back to my childhood too. So sometimes I'll throw that in the car, stuff like that. The Golf Station, DT Shortline, and this is made by a company called Danbury Mint. And these are crazy expensive. Like for what it is, if you go on eBay and look up Danbury Mint or auctions for these, they go for right around, I've seen them, not kidding, for like $600. I don't get it. They're full of detail. Like it's beautiful. But I also have a Sinclair station that I'm still debating on whether to use the Sinclair station or the Golf station. They're a little too new for what I'm going for the layout, but I've got to hold on to them. They're so pretty. I'd love to put them on a future layout. I don't know if I have enough room on this one for the gas station, but it also needs off of a 3-volt system. I think it's 2 or 3-volt system. Has like a power pack, like an AC to DC power pack. And the problem is, guys, I put a rectifier in here and it was so dirty. The signal or like the interference coming off the rectifier was so dirty. You got this really high pitch hum because of the incandescent lights in it. So what I plan on doing is tear out all the incandescent lights, totally rebuild this with LEDs. So I can run it with a rectifier, get them real dim, make them look like real like old school incandescent bulbs. Use like soft white or yellow LEDs. And these pumps actually light up, the little lights over the pumps. The globes above the pumps light up. And also the whole interior lights up. So that's just a couple LEDs, really. And I can rewire everything, put it underneath, and then run 2 wires out to a rectifier, like a little DC board, and it'll be perfect. Sir Mix-a-Lot. That's cool. Always blends well. Hey, thank you so much. That was my first thing, guys. I was a musician still technically am a musician. I just haven't touched drums in about 3.5, 4 years. But I was into music production, drumming hardcore for the band I was in, and then also like filling in the studio, stuff like that. So, um, so there's a lot of stuff out there. Is PRR your favorite railroad? I noticed you have a lot of engines of that road name. Yes, yeah. So I do a lot of work around PRR trackage, so I kind of connect with that. Also, just like the simplicity of the Pennsylvania of their equipment and the color schemes. It's just pretty simple. But I also like partial to Western Maryland too. Yeah, I'm a huge Western Maryland fan as well. The collection is expanding. I also ordered the new Atlas cars that are coming out. They're oh shoot, who made? I forgot the size of the cars, but they're not Woodside. They're like really early heavyweights. So I got that set on the way from Atlas. Should be here a couple months or so. But they were on order as like a pre-order item. So really quick, guys, let's talk about Signals. Let me try to find Signals on here. Let's Signals is a great album. But I'm also kind of sad that I missed the whole PRR era. All right, first is Subdivisions. It's one of my favorite songs. So let's talk about Signals. Yes, yeah, I did DB Tech. What's up, Randall? How's it going? Brunswick Gold Stripes, the 5-stripe Keystone. Yeah, Keystone's awesome. Live in Western PA. Have been to Horseshoe Curve many times. Worked for the PRR. Nice. So I worked for like the pseudo Pennsylvania Railroad, also known as Amtrak. But we have cab cars that were Metroliner. I believe they're still Metroliner pieces, just converted to cab cars, and that's kind of cool. They've been upgraded and everything to oh god, I should know this stuff. I mean, I'm not in transportation, but I should know all this fancy wording. What they call their what the AM Fleet 2 series. So they've been upgraded to the AM2 Fleet series, which is like the second version of the AM Fleet, the Amtrak Fleet. So they have the nice comfy chairs in them. They ride a little rough. I feel like I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I like being like, if you're being pushed by the locomotive, like if they have a cab car operating, I like to be closer to the locomotive because it's less like jolty and stuff. But if they're being pulled, put me in the back of the train. It seems like a nice, like, smooth ride. It's awesome. Randall's on yard shift. Uh-oh. Rails on. Yes. Yep. So DB Tech, I think it used like an AM radio style signal. Not exactly sure, but yes, they were for a basically instant radio telephone system, which is crazy. Talk to, or the rear could talk to the front of the train. Also, Pennsylvania Railroad. I know Southern did a lot of crazy innovations on the railroad, like really early track lubricators. What else? I think signal recognition in their cabs, a lot of radio infrastructure. Southern did a lot of crazy stuff. I think like axle counters, defect detectors back in like the really early diesel days, late steam days. But I know the PRR also had signal recognition in the cabs with a little steam whistle. For the steam locomotive, they could tell, you have to acknowledge the signal that you have passed or see, acknowledge it. And that was powered, from what I've seen, it had a little tiny steam whistle that would go off. Just like today, we have the alarms that go off for like the PTC cab acknowledgement system or the acknowledgement. So I thought that was kind of cool with Pennsylvania too. So a lot of innovations in railroading have come from a lot of railroads. When I think of Southern, I think high hoods. Yes. Oh yeah. After they had electric trains, they couldn't use them. Too much interference. Yeah, probably from. Also, the catenary system below New York is well, still only at 25 hertz compared to 50 or 60 hertz. So I'm sure that made a lot of interference too. Daniel Kane, I installed my first Blue Nami unit in the K-Line Hudson. The thing is amazing. Wonder what they'll do next. That's what I'm hoping that. I know that's a whole nother conversation too, guys. Let's see. So that's my only concern about the Blue Nami stuff is what are they going to do next? If they do anything next, I want them to make something that I can program on the internet and just say, be sure that it's gonna last. Like I'm a little nervous about Blue Nami. I just want to see what they're gonna do next. I know it's what Digitrax or what Tsunami Systems or whatever they call it. I know it's very popular in the DCC world, but we'll see. We'll see, guys. I might do a Blue Nami setup for. I've got a little saddle tank engine that I could not fit a P3 board in there. It also does not have electrocouplers. I could also just run a fan smoke unit in there off the rectifier board. So we'll see. What's up, Connor Lock? How's it going? Got a Metro hat. Nice. True innovators. First to adopt the Westinghouse automatic brake. Set the industry standard. Nice. Yeah, the automatic brake. Oh, man. So let's talk about this. Oh, we got Ohio Old Angler. Those are the antennas for the train phone system. Yeah, man. So let's talk about signals. So the style signals I'll be using, you guys will not be surprised if I'm a PRR fan, are these right here. These are position signals. We get some better lighting up here real quick. Get to the lighting app. Let's go little blue. There you go. Get some color up here. So this is a position signal. And how this works is that all the lights are yellow. So up and down, straight up and down, the three at a 90-degree angle, that is a clear signal. Then when it angles this way, you guys can see how, let's see, these three in the middle on the angle, 1, 2, well, looking at the camera here. It's hard to explain this looking at the monitor. These three lights in the middle, when it's on a 45-degree angle, from left to right is an approach. And then stop is directly across the signal board there. So you get three different aspects of the signal right here. And this is going to be set up as an automatic block signal. Now, as of right now, because of this little light right here, this is, I believe, I looked it up. These are N&W, Norfolk Western style signals. N&W also use position signals. But this light here, according to what I found online, is to be a caution light. It would say C around it. Stop. So you can see it further away. Try to look up as many as I could. So, like I said, straight up and down is clear. Across is stop. 45-degree angle is approach. Now, their signal progression, if from a red signal, so it'd be, or stop signal, not a red signal, I'm sorry, a stop signal would be stop, approach, and then clear. Now, they also had double position lights, which I've seen on our system. They also added color lights. So now a lot of railroads that use position signals do not just use yellow lights. The Pennsylvania did that for, for two reasons. One of the reasons they used yellow lights, as you guys could probably think, it saves a lot of money just to go up there and put in another yellow incandescent light bulb or use a yellow lens. Also, I heard that they were pretty visible from far away. And the other thing too, using the yellow lights, this is just something I've heard in like the grapevine. Back in the old days, they weren't really too familiar with color blindness. So I heard from an old timer that the PRR lights were always yellow So if the engineer was colorblind or any of the crew was colorblind, they could still read the signal. And that's also, it's, I don't know if that's true or not. I heard that from someone like way back when I was a kid at the museum. But I heard that if they're all yellow lights in their positions, you could have a colorblind engineer or conductor on the train and still understand the signals. They could also keep their job, which I thought was interesting. Some of them are not LEDs. I have seen them as LEDs, but it's really interesting. So here's a number of comments here. Northeastern Corridor. Let's see. Learn something about signals. That's always good. Always like running on Pennsy position signals. Easy to use. Yeah, I love it. NW banjo signals are rare. Oh, cool. Kind of having a fit. Uh-oh. So no green, yellow, red. So nowadays, guys, if you could guess, it kind of screws with people that have NORAC because they automatically see yellow or they automatically see red or green, and they automatically think that the color is associated like stop, go. You know what I mean? So if you show someone these yellow signals on a test for some of the basic NORAC that you can get, like I have NORAC B, which is your basic operating rules for track car movements and working alongside track cars. So I could pilot a track car, but I need a foreman in there to tell me where to go and how the form is supposed to be navigated. So it gets complicated, but I feel like adding the colors to these position lights makes it a little bit easier for some people that didn't know that they're all yellow at one time. So it's kind of interesting how that works. So just having these yellow signals on a test, a lot of the guys might flunk it because they're not colored lights. But now there's the stop signal's red, the approach is yellow, and the clear is green. And like I said, there's lots of other combinations you can put. You can put another face board underneath here. They call it lollipop signals now. I've heard foremen say that too. I just call them position signals. So it's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. Like the stream if you haven't. Thank you so much. What's up, Dave? How's it going? So yeah, basically, so the way I'm going to utilize these disco lights, basically the way I'm going to utilize these signals, I bought another one of these on eBay. I plan on removing the caution light right here, which is really easy to do. There's just a screw. We're going to take that out, possibly. I might wire it with the stop, the stop signal. So it does portray the caution light. More. Let's go take a trip. A disco ball above my head. There is a disco ball up here. You guys actually, one of you guys actually gave me money through a super chat to buy a disco ball. And I'm like, okay, here we go. So if any of you guys want to donate to the cause for more disco lights, feel free to. I will purchase the disco lights. But yes, one of you guys, I forgot who it was. I do apologize. This is like, God, 2 years ago? I bought a disco ball up here. And it's somewhere up here. I don't know where the disco ball is. So really quick, guys, I'm away from let me bring the computer over. Let's see. So this signal will be somewhere right here. And what this will do is this is going to protect from this block that starts right here. There's an insulator pin on my outer rail. So the signal should be like right about here. So this will change once the locomotive enters the insulated track. And we'll just leave that right. Well, it's kind of hard to because of the wires. So be right about there. Now, signal boards, guys, are always red on the right side of the track, on the engineer side. There we go. It's probably going to fall. But anyways, guys, this light is going to face, or these signal lights, signal board, there it goes, boom, is going to face out this way. And then we'll have another signal over here. Yep, that's the Strasburg shop. I actually picked that up from online from Florida Rarer Dogs eBay store. So it's going to be awesome. So here's the other signal. Let's see. I got to move our engine up. I got to see where the where the other insulator pin's at. You can hear our engines fired up here. We also had to know B&O position signals under NORAD. Oh, yeah, B&O had a little bit of a complicated system there too. Uh-oh. Something shorted out. That's awesome. Let's see what we get. Let me find this thing. Where is that short? All right, it's not there. So, and by the way, these are MTH signals. Just letting you guys know. MTH made these Rail King signals, and they're getting kind of expensive for what they are. But they do automatically cycle through, which are awesome. Let's see. Let me go through here. Hopefully it doesn't short out again. Nope. I ain't happy. You see what's going on here. There it goes. I think it was the caboose. All right, so here we go really quick, guys. So this signal, turn off the smoke for now. This signal will be placed. Let's see. Where's the insulator? I think my insulator is right here. So this signal will be placed right here after the bridge. Right there. So that will guard that section of my yards for entering these dwarf signals. And I've heard people try to call them dwarf signals, whatever. They're literally dwarf signals. This is it. Now, these are colored dwarf signals because you can see it has the aspects in different colors. So you have red, yellow, and green. But these, they now call them pot signals, or they always have. But for some reason, they want to, like I said, stray away from the term dwarf signal. And these are going to guard my train yard entering the main line right here. So this will be right there, guarding the main line. Now, a couple of things really quick with these signals. That signal will be wired up to the switch. So when the switch is open, the signal will change from the stop signal to a clear. It'll cycle through. And they're slow speed signals. So any dwarf signal you guys see on the railroad, they are slow speed signals. Basically, you have to stay at a restricted speed, whatever the restricted speed is for that line. So, you know, you're not coming flying out of the siding, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to have a little dwarf signal or pot signal hooked up. And then the way I'm going to switch it back and forth is probably just use possibly magnets or something like that. Or I haven't quite figured that part out yet with those, but it's not blocked out. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm going to use them there or on the other siding. but I'm hoping to have these lit up right here, guarding the exit of the yard right there. Now, the other thing too, I can always put a block in here or insulator before I tile this stuff down permanently, or just cut this out and have a gap. So that's another option. Hook it up to a relay. So when the train enters this block here, it will switch from a clear to a stop signal. So I could technically move this signal up to like right there. So that would be kind of cool. Now the way I'm wiring up the larger pot signals, the larger position signals, is that they will be hooked up to a relay, and the insulated track will complete a circuit to a small little power board dialed in at 5 volts for my control voltage. And then these lights will be switched through a relay with 14 volts AC. So it should work really well. Looking forward to that. A couple of things, guys. You can see I did ballast our track here. So make sure you guys that real quick. And surprisingly, ballasting went pretty well. I was really surprised about that. So there you go. Kind of dirty ballast, lots of coal. You can see almost every tie, just like the real deal. Not every tie, guys, on the real railroad is perfect. There's still ballast in the concrete ties or on the concrete. So when you guys go to ballast your model railroads, don't worry about how perfect it may look,
Better get some coal in there.
Yeah, better get some coal in there, like the train just said, So when you guys go to ballast your track, it does not have to be perfect. Even on the shoulder, which the shoulder is this right here. This is your shoulder, where the land meets the ballast, is what I call it. Your turf and stuff. On the real railroad, it's not perfect. Like if you're on, for this type of layout, especially, this is like a short line style of railroad. It does not have to be perfect. And there's guys that I've seen comments all over the internet, on Facebook groups, people asking, hey, does this look right? Does this shoulder look right? I made a comment once. I said, I climbed up a shoulder in Elizabeth, New Jersey to do some watching for trains for my work group. And the shoulder was 15 feet high at a 45-degree angle. And I was like, do not worry about the height of your shoulder. I promise the railroad is not perfect, especially when it comes to ballast. Things change. It snows, it rains. Different work groups come in and move ballast. So, it does not have to be this perfect most, when it comes to ballasting. So take you guys over ballast, and over here, this is the other section in here, and you guys can see the ballast work in there too. So this siding, the station, that's actually where that station is going. That's my first scenery project. We're gonna get the station up and running. We're gonna get a little parking lot going. Got lights on the way, station lights. I'm gonna build a fence to go behind the station to guard it. My ballast, guys. I know some of you guys were asking about ballast. We are using Brennan's Better Ballast. So that's one of my favorite companies right now that's been introduced to me. And Brennan's has been like really affordable. I think it's like $15 for a 5-pound bag compared to a Woodland Scenic shaker. And this shaker I'm using right here, these are going now for like $17, $15 to $17 a shaker. And out of Brennan's, here, let me show you a bag of Brennan's real quick.
Ready when you are.
Let's see. Here. And this bag filled up that shaker about 4 times, I believe, 4.5 times. And this is the bag from Brennan's. There you go. So this is pretty girthy. This is this is $15 right here. It's a 5-pound bag of Brennan's Better Ballast. And this stuff is actual crushed rock. So compare that to like your Woodland Scenic stuff. And this is their, what color is this? Natural gray stone.
Better get some
And
coal in there.
I really like the way this stuff turned out. Now, I love Woodland Scenics. I'm not crapping on Woodland Scenics. But, excuse me, I think this ballast is a little bit more higher quality than Woodlands. I love other stuff from Woodlands, but really impressed with Brennan's. He's got a website and everything, so check him out. They got this coal, this real fine coal that you guys can see. I made a mess right here of coal. I've actually been taking coal from places I found coal on the PRR lines around here. And I've been using this coffee grinder. Where is it? Right there. So I put a handful of coal in the coffee grinder and then mix it in the shaker with my ballast here to get this nice dark grayish color and also get like a dirty coal look. So when I'm done ballasting, guys, and scenery's in, I'm going to actually go over the track with a brush full of coal and actually do some, makes the track look a little dirty and weathered and such. So that's a couple things I've been working on. John mentioned all position dwarf signal or sleep signal. There you go. Color light signals can display clear white position, dwarfs cannot. Okay. Dang. Yeah. Because they, your ballast for sure. Yeah, plain and ballast all day. Tears up boots and everything. What smoke fluid are we using? We're using Magic Mint, which let's get this engine fired up here. Let's see. Do you glue your ballast? That's an excellent question. Really quick, let me get this engine started up. Got the smoke unit cooking. Where's my forward sounds? Let's do this. There's my forward. There it is. This engine runs horrible at slow speed, but I really wanted to run the G5 tonight. Tonight we got a mixed train of reefer cars and some coal. So if you glue your ballast, for ballasting, this is from, oh God, let me look. I forgot the, hobbytools.com. I'm sorry. Hobbytools.com right there. And these are 3D printed. They fall right in the track and everything, and you're able to fill them up. So ballast, guys, what I do is I'll set the ballast down. I'll run my finger along the shoulder. Here, I'll show you guys here. I'll run my finger along the shoulder, getting it off the ends of the ties there. Run them in the center, pushing the ballast down. Do the same thing. And then once it's set in place, you got a nice shoulder. I'll work like this, pushing the ballast up. Some of it's loose, as you can see, which is fine. We'll work with that later. But then once you're set, I use what's that stuff called? Denatured alcohol. It's called like Camp Fuel denatured alcohol, and I'll spray that along the track to break the surface tension of the ballast. And then I use a 50-50 Elmer's glue all with water mix, shake it up, and then just glue it along the edge of the ties. So like some of this may not be glued in entirely, but you don't want to get glue on your ties like crazy because you get like globs and stuff. So then I'll just glue the end of the tie, and then that liquefied glue will just seep down in the ballast, and then you get this really nice shoulder and everything. 15 watch. Why don't you guys like this? Oh God. Raised on Borden's milk. Hey, a whistle to that. There you go. Does the ballast interfere with the current? It does not. Nope. It's just rock. Nothing fancy. Tristan, what's up, brother? Yeah, look at that. Look at that Ross. Woo! Of course, we're also running a P3 upgrade that probably has parts in there that I bought from you. So there you go. So the F units are from Lionel, surprisingly. I was surprised I bought another Lionel, honestly, but they are TMCC like later Rail Sounds 5, so they've got all the bells and whistles you could possibly want. But yeah, I got all this. Oh, I got to show you guys one of the best accessories I ever purchased ever. I did a short on this. Let's take you guys over here. So all this has been ballasted too. And that's actually set in place right there. I bought one of those activator tracks from Gargraves. And here we go. Let's see if it works. Let's move our car in. See if it's buzzing. Oh, there he goes. All right, he's got a milk carton loaded up. Ready? Here we go. Oh, he dropped one. Oh, here, move it up. One more. Oh, that's it. So, guys, those are the K-Line. They are the K-Line milk cars. These things are awesome, and it just does. All you have to do is hit the axle, believe it. It's such a great find. It had all the pieces and everything. The little ramp that you guys saw, it came with the platform and the milk car. And yes, I know it's a New York Central car, but it's just such a beautiful piece. So I believe they are magnetic, but it's just they're a little touchy. You know, there's not a lot of weight to them. Do you plan on getting the breakdown B unit? I didn't know there was a breakdown B. I mean, I can always do something crazy. We always like going crazy on the channel. Let's see. Let's slow the G5 down a little bit. Just a little bit. Here. Let's see. In my opinion, conventional is still the way to go. It's way cheaper to go vintage trains and line. It depends really what you're collecting. Like, I'll be honest with you. The G5 that you guys are seeing, I bought for a really good price. And it depends really what you're doing, but there's expensive modern stuff and there's cheaper modern stuff too. There's a lot of TMCC out there going for really good money now. It really depends on what you guys are looking for. There's also crazy post-war prices. I've been at York and I've seen like a box car going for like $400 or $500 because it's a rare rubber stamp. And I'm like, dude, I can buy a bunch of like Weaver. I could probably buy like a whole fleet of Weaver coal hoppers for $300, you know? And I love Weaver stuff too. It's a great entry in the hobby and they're great looking cars. But here, let's do something crazy. Let's see. let's get you guys to a cool part of the layout. Let's go right here. Right at the station now. This track here, this end of track that you guys are seeing right here, that's going to the coal mine. So later this week, I plan on working up here. We're going to get the coal mine mapped out. This is going to be a huge coaling yard in here with 2 tracks and everything. It's going to look amazing. I can't wait. But yeah, this is also going to be a stream. You guys see the little girder bridge right there? It's going to be a very small creek because I only have like ½ inch of clearance under that bridge. So I have all the plaster and stuff ready to go for that too. I can't wait. But here, let's do something. Let's do something crazy here. Let's run, if I can get it. I love conventional stuff, guys. And honestly, in the future, I would love to build a traditional.
Roger that. I'm slowing down. Out.
There it goes. I would love to build a conventional layout. Hey, Sean, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much. What's up, Terry's Down Under? Lots of people stopping in tonight. Thank you guys so much. So we always like experimenting on the channel, and tonight we're running right now 2 different manufacturer locomotives at the same time. So right now I got my Legacy remote right here running the FAs, and then we got MTH running trying to maintain a good speed here. Steam engine heavy. Hey, Fish, have a good night. Thank you so much for stopping in. All right, kind of matching volumes here. I know the crew talk is cheesy, but it is kind of cool. But it is cheesy. All right, I gotta fill up some smoke fluid on these. Well, actually, I'll return the F units. Let you guys see returning of the units here. we go. Now I got to clean out these frogs. They're a little filled up with ballast and stuff, but that's pretty easily fixed. She's like a screwdriver. There we go. Perfect. So, and that will happen for a little bit, guys. Once you start running trains over your switch points, the ballast usually unfouls itself from the track. So let's get this working here. I don't know if you guys remember when I first started the channel, I used to do a test on some of my post-war videos. Will it switch? And basically, I had to do that with a lot of my my pre and post-war stuff over my tubular switches. I'm like, will it switch? Let's see if it'll pass the switch test. And now it's like, my MTH switches were fantastic. I never had to worry about them. These raw switches are great too. But I always thought that was so funny. Like, what, almost 4 years ago, it was like, will it switch? So now we're good. I mean, everything's good. This whistle on this, guys, is not a PRR whistle. I believe it's a Redding T1 whistle package on this engine, and also sounds. But I really just like the different sound of the whistle for the paper whistle. There's also the crossing sounds whistle, which I forgot what that sounds like. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Here it is. There we go. So this engine runs pretty good. Unfortunately, she was abused a lot. Whoever owned this engine before definitely dropped it. Didn't really take care of it, and then they dropped it on its face and then dropped it on its wheels. So it's really sad, but I got her working. Does a little bit of a waddle side by side, but it's a great runner. Originally was a ProduSound 2 5-volt, but it's been upgraded and everything to P3. Great tooling on there too. What's up, Rail Chief? How's it going? Hey, Bill, have a good night. Thanks so much for stopping in. I got some other comments here. Met a guy, showed me the layout. Had the coolest things I've never seen. Walls upon walls of MPC, post-war, Williams, K-Line. It's been collecting since the early 50s. Wow. Yeah, all that stuff's great, man. I love it looks like they may have stepped out of the chat, but post-war stuff, guys, I love post-war. I love pre-war stuff. I really would love to have a post-war mixed pre-war layout, like lots of tinplate stuff, lots of accessories, old school transformers, all that stuff. It's just right now in the house I'm in right now, I just don't have the space. So this 8 by 12 layout is what I can do right now. Honestly, in the future, I'd love to have a post-war dedicated layout. I want you guys to know that I have not abandoned you guys that are my post-war fans. I love post-war, pre-war stuff. It's just right now I've gotten more into like the scenery style and been inspired really from stuff I've seen out working on the railroad, stuff like that. So it's a little bit different than when I first started, for sure. What's up, Sleeper? Do you have some pictures from Pennsylvania? Nice. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. Like the ballast and stuff. I've seen several layouts online that I really do enjoy. I love seeing all the cinder ballast and stuff, and all how dirty and oily stuff is. I mean, that's how it was back in the day. People don't realize how clean compared to the railroads are compared to what they were. I mean, there's dust and dirt and grime there still, but back then you also had cinders and all kinds of oil and stuff on the ground from the steam locomotives. I mean, our track now, the electric locomotives, there's barely any oil spot. You'll get like little spots of hydraulic oil or brake oil that will leak, or like stuff from like moving parts. You'll see little droplets on the concrete ties, but nothing like how it was. I mean, just everything just dirty. Especially now, if we dig down into the ballast of some of the older sections of the line, you just see tons and tons of cinder ballast, which is basically cinders mixed with ballast and all kinds of junk that they would put in for sidings, just for fill, because they had so much cinder. They thought it'd be a cool idea to use it as a ballast because it wicks water away from the ties, and I just thought it was so interesting, you know. So much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I know some of the scenery stuff isn't for everybody. She's smoking there. But yeah, I love all the train stuff, guys. Post-war is what you enjoy. Yeah, post-war stuff is awesome. I just wish some of it was a little bit more affordable. Honestly, what I think will happen, and I don't mean to sound dark, is that there's going to be, I mean, in the next couple years, a lot of the older folks that have been collecting post-war since the post-war era, what they grew up with, are going to start passing away, and their kids are they're going to be like, I don't want these old trains. I don't know what to do with them. So then they'll be either throwing them away or giving them to people. So it's kind of a prediction I've had the last couple of years. Even at York, there's so much post-war at York. It has been crazy. But some of the guys who know what stuff is, they'll read like the Greenberg books and stuff and charge an arm and a leg for it, compared to just selling it to sell it. I mean, we can't take this stuff with us when we go, unfortunately. But I wish people would sell it to be more affordable so they can enjoy it. You know, it's a toy train or I mean, these are all toy trains. Even though the model stuff is modeler-esque, these are just toys for big kids. That's all. Hot for pre-war and post-war. Also, get all your early TMCC stuff now. Yeah. What's up, Garrett? How's it going? That's a good comment there. I like that. They can send any post in pre-war my way. Hey, it's good stuff, man. Pre-war. I love pre-war around Christmas time. It's what we had growing up. It's what my dad ran around the, not the Christmas tree, but the layout. We were not allowed to run our Lionel stuff around the Christmas tree when we were kids, just because we had a dog, and he was a big dog that shed everywhere. So we were never allowed to run our couple steam engines, what we had, and also our box cab number 248 around the Christmas tree until we moved to the larger house I grew up in. You know, then it was like, I'm going to put these other tracks under the tree, and then I'm going to sneak a large loop of post-war tubular track under the tree. So I snuck that loop in under, and then it was actually made of fast track. And I told my dad, it was like, hey, if we use fast track, we probably won't get as much dog hair sucked into our engines. And if we vacuum out everything before we set up, we should be good. And it actually worked out pretty well. 6'6" and still young. Nephew will get all of my stuff. Some things I have been, wow, since 1948. Very cool. I've got my, well, actually, my dad has my grandfather's engine that was, it's a 248 box cab with two cars. And that's what my dad ran when he was a kid. That was it. See the temperature on this thing. Not horrible, not the best. Get people contact me for who will buy deceased parents' trains. Oh man, I actually had someone from work ask me that yesterday if I was interested in a collection, and I had to turn it down. It was all HO stuff, or it appeared to be HO, and I felt really bad. Um, it's like I told him, I said, I really don't have the room to store anything right now. I'm not interested in HO at this time. But I was very thankful. I'm like, I appreciate the offer. It was very nice of him to ask. But I got kind of scared. You're at work on the railroad and someone says, hey, I hear you like trains. And that's sometimes a bad thing, But usually everyone's pretty cool with me at work. That I enjoy trains and work around trains. Grandfather's Ives set, plus some other stuff I picked up recently. All from 1910, 20s. Oh, man. Ives stuff. Oh, there. Or family heirloom, not fine. Yeah, definitely hold on to that stuff. Keeps things in the family for sure. My dad's Lino ICF3 set. Uncle's Marks. Oh, Marks is beautiful. So that's the thing, guys. If I go down that rabbit hole, you're gonna see me bringing all kinds of weird trains up here, and I'm not gonna have a place to set them out. So right now I'm kind of just dealing with what I have. There's only a couple sets that I really want, and then we'll see where things go. 1931 winter set. Okay. I think my oldest train in the house is from 26 or 28. And it's a 252 electric locomotive, pre-war Lionel, and it sits in my living room. And that's what I run around the Christmas tree. And then I'll run my 248 refurbished set that I got from Hennings. He did a restored tin plate of that, and those are beautiful too. But Christmas time, guys, is when I bring out all the pre- and post-war stuff. And I only have, I think, two or one. I've got one post-war locomotive steam engine, one post-war steam engine left, and then I've got one pre-war steam engine, and then I've got 3 or 4 pre-war electrics. I've got 2 or 3 post-war diesels, and that's it. But for the future, I plan on, like I said, I'm planning on building a small loop of track to run post-war stuff and go full old school, like tubular track. Probably no switches, honestly. Just go old school tubular with Plasticville buildings and just do that. Just to have some fun. But definitely in the works, definitely in the plans. Probably not in this house, though. There's like I said, there's no room up here at all. So let me shut down this locomotive real quick. All right. So this signal, guys, just to show you really quick, this can be powered using track power. So if I go through the color coding here, let's see. It should be, let me see if black's ground really quick. Okay, so this, so I can show you guys. This is our clear signal. It's right now an approach. Then it's going to cycle through. So now it's clear. So every time it switches from stop to clear, black is our ground. So really quick, I'm going to touch the wire to our outer track. So watch, you'll see it cycle from approach on its own, approach to clear in just a second here. There it goes. So that's our clear signal. Then if I touch our red wire, they color coded it. Red meaning stop in this case. So if I touch the black wire to the outer track and then red to the center, we now have a stop signal. See if I can show you guys real quick. And there's stop right there. So just really quick on how these work. And then this blue, this extra blue wire they give you, which is of a job trying to make these signals easy, nice and easy for everyone to work and use. So, like I said, the get the camera over here real quick. Let me actually power down our track too. There we go. So take the arm and power this down. Lower you guys here. Whoops. There we go. So these signals, guys, only have 4 wires at the bottom. And then if you get the simpler ones without the caution light, it's only 3 wires. So you get black is your ground, red is for your stop indicator, then green is for your approach, and then it cycles to clear on its own. I guess it has a little timer in there, a little switch, electric timer. It's like a little tiny circuit board, but that is pretty cool for those switches to cycle through like that. And the original wiring for these, you're supposed to just wire them up to your track. I think you're supposed to use like the infrared system that they provide, or MTH sells them. It's a little infrared block that you plug into the rail tracks. I never used those before. So no, this is MTH, all MTH Rail King, and it's full scale. It's a full scale signal. It just says Rail King because that's like their accessory line. Everything's Rail King. So even buildings and sheds and people, everything is just listed as Rail King. I don't know why they did that, but it's a Rail King signal. Same with the little dwarf signal that's up on the layout. But I just want to show you guys how these work, and they're very easy to wire up with a relay. So how it works with a relay, you get a little power board, right? You're going to plug your AC into the power board. You're going to bring the voltage down to like 5 volts, which is your control voltage. You're going to plug your ground into ground on the relay, and then normally open to see NO, which means the circuit is open. You're going to plug in your green wire because normally the circuit's open. It's going to indicate that approach and then the clear. And then you're going to plug your red wire into the NC, normally closed. So when the relay is triggered through the power board, it's going to send a 5 volt, 5 volt through the signal line, and it's going to close the circuit. Then your red light will appear. Then your green or clear wire or whatever is going to be cut off. So you'll be left with the red or your stop signal, your red wire stop signal. So just very basic how they're hooked up. And the way I'm going to get power to the power board to switch that, to activate that 5 volt pulse, is that I'm going to have it hooked up to my signal or my, power board. It has 2 wires going to it from the AC. One will be coming from my accessory power source, which is 14 volts AC. The ground side will be hooked up to my track. So when the wheels ride on the outer rail, it will complete the circuit, sending the ground through my track back through the transformer. It's known as phasing. It's a phased-in transformer. Basically, when the outer wheels will touch on the outer track, it will complete that signal from the outer track to the other outer track, sending the ground back through this line into my transformer. And that will create that power board to turn on, supply 5 volts to the relay to trip. So that's how this all works. I'm going to do a tutorial video on that. So hold on to your butts for that one. It's going to be a little bit more complicating video, but it should be a lot of fun. Now, One thing too, the way I'm viewing this layout, guys, is that each section of the layout is a scene. It's not like continuous track. So like when you film trains, you go to a different spot to film. Each little section is going to portray a scene. So that's why I have two separate sets of signals facing, one facing this way, the other facing on the other side of track. And you'll see the train coming out of the mountain or approaching it, going through the signal. So the way these will be wired up, they'll be wired up together. So when that one's clear, this one will be clear as well. It's hooked up to the same relay. When this signal gets tripped, that one will also be tripped as well. So just one relay, everything tied together, which is not really prototypical if you're running a signal chain, because that means that this would be clear running in that direction. I promise. Plus, you'll have signals changing. And I've been out on the railroad, guys. I've seen control signals at interlockings, which are controlled by the dispatcher. I have seen those signals change on the fly. I've seen them go from red or stop signal to a clear, and then back down to approach, and then back to stop, and then clear again. So I've seen all of these happen in the wild. So it's not really that unprototypical to see a signal just go from a clear to a stop because it's dispatcher controlled, which is actually what these would be out in the real world, because there are no number boards underneath these signals. If you see a number board on a signal, guys, that is an automatic block signal. So think of that. So a little bit there to blow your minds, I guess. So these signals could be technically considered dispatch controlled, even though they are technically automatic blocks on this layout. So I thought about actually putting in like an override switch, call it like east mode or west mode. So basically there would be a switch underneath the platform that would switch my left signal to be a stop signal if the train is moving east. And then if I'm going west, I'd flip the switch into west, and that would send a signal to the other signal to turn off the relay to stop. So I thought about having an override switch to be like a dispatcher up here, so that this signal only portrays clear running this way or that way. So a little bit of extra in there. We might do that. I'm not entirely sure yet. I might just have it in automatic, just having the lights change constantly. So we'll see. But also it's like when you go train watching, certain signals only light up when the train's in that block. So those signals also change aspect a lot. I've seen them go like out at like Macungie, where I used to go rail fanning. The lights would change automatically just to crazy stuff. You'd see like, a slow approach or an approach signal or limited. And all of a sudden it would just go to a stop. So it's not uncommon to see signals just totally change aspects without nothing, without anything around. It's very common. So I might just leave it as automatic. That's just the way it's going to be. But anyways, guys, I'm going to call it a night. It's 9:30? 9:30. So I want to thank everyone for stopping in to the live stream. It was a great stream. We ran some trains here. The layout is running beautifully. I love all this ballast work. I can't wait to get more of it done. Get this siding put in, put up more scenery and such. But thank you guys. If any of you guys are new to the channel, I want to thank you all for stopping in. You guys are the channel. I mean, without you guys, there's no channel. So I want to thank you guys for your love and support. And I hope to put out a video. I mean it. I just want to get to a really good point to show you guys all the stuff that's been going on up here and how I install stuff and all that fun stuff. But anyways, if any of you guys are new and haven't subscribed yet, please do. There's a Labor Day special. I'm totally broke and tapped out right now. But anyways, guys, have a good night. Have a good rest of your week. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Whatever's left of it. A couple hours here. We'll see you next time. See you guys. Hopefully put out something soon. So see you guys later.